Welcome to the moment. What a great honor to have you in this broadcast this month ending of October 2023. The year it's running and running and running, and it's actually coming to an end. It looks like we started yesterday, and I want to really thank God for your life, for how God has been keeping you right from the beginning of this year even till this moment. I want you to be rest assured that God, who has kept you throughout these 10 months of the year, will surely take you through to the end, and you will be able to see the new year full of joy, experiencing the end of God in all area of your life. It's a great honor to have you in this broadcast. Good evening to somebody. Good morning to somebody. Good afternoon to somebody. Wherever you are, I want to really, really thank God for you. This is the moment. And I want to welcome those who are joining us in this broadcast for the first time. It's a great honor to have you in this broadcast. And probably you are not live with us on this broadcast. You just stumble on this video on YouTube or any of those platforms. We also want to appreciate you for taking time out to be a part of the moment. What is it all about? What is the moment about? I always like to say this in the beginning before we jump into what we have for our broadcast today. The moment is to help everyone experience and enjoy the best in every moment of life. Why? Every moment of life has the best in it. And this is how I normally define the moment. I say the moment is the best moment of a moment in life. That's what the moment is. It is the best moment of a moment in life, no matter what the situation is at the moment. You see, no matter what you are going through, I want you to understand something. There is the best in the midst of that situation. That you have not seen it, that you have not experienced it, doesn't mean it's not there. It's right there. And that's one of the things that we'll be able to do in this broadcast to help each and every one to experience the best in any moment of life that they are in, because the best is present. So let's start with this this evening as we begin to round up the year 2023. Look at this. You have a seed of tomato and you plant just one seed. You know, many of us know what the seed of a tomato look like. I know in the developed country, we hardly see the seed in our tomato, or we hardly see the seed of tomato. It's a tiny seed. Look at that seed when you pick up that seed and you plant it. When you plant a seed of tomato, we get to understand that on a tree of tomato, you can harvest up to a minimum, up to 20 pounds of tomato. It started with what? Just one tiny seed. But the whole thing is going to end with minimum of 20 pounds of tomato. And that is like what we've been talking about when we get into this last quarter of the year 2023. You see, in God's agenda, in God's plan for us, the end is always bigger and better than the beginning. The seed of tomato is one tiny thing, but the harvest from the seed that was planted, it's 20 pounds. Look at that. The end, even naturally, the end, it's designed to be greater and to be better. So hear me, somebody, this evening. You cannot afford to look at the things that have happened in the year and use that to judge how this year will end, or looking at your present situation or your present position right now and just give up. That, well, I don't think anything is going to happen for me in this year anymore. I think the whole year it's gone. No, no, it's not gone. Because in the remaining days of this year is everything that you desire, everything that you want, it's available. And what we do in this broadcast also is that we be able to connect you and help you to connect with that which is already available. There is nothing you dream that you desire or that you've been running to achieve this year that is not available for you. Is it about your health? Is it about your finances, your family, your money? Whatever it is actually available. It's present. That you have not seen it, that you have not experienced it, that you have not tasted it, that you have not feel it, doesn't mean it's not available. It's right there, and that's where you start the journey of the end of the year 2023. You see, I said to us that the main purpose for this broadcast for the last quarter of the year is getting the results you want in the last quarter of the year. And that's where you got to put your mind right now. You see, you got to put your mind in that position, getting what you want in the last quarter of the year. Please, you cannot be in that position where you think what you want, it's gone, you can't get it anymore. If that is where you sit, or if that is your position right now, honestly, you are the one who designed the end. But in the creator's mind, in the creator's agenda for you, in the creator's plan for you, everything that you want, it's available and it's still within your reach if you can agree with him. Right? So how do we go about it this evening? Right? We've talked about a couple of things last month. Please, I don't want to go into last month. I will not be able to go into last month. Don't let me say I don't want to. I will not be able to go into last month. Please go into our broadcast if you are joining us for the first time. Look at what we talked about last month. It's going to be a continuation of what we talked about last month. So where do we begin this evening? Relax is the key. I mean, relaxation is the key. Yeah? Easy does it. What did I say? Relaxation is the key. If you are going to experience what you desire, what you want in the year 2023 in this last quarter, relaxation is the key. Easy does it. Oh, do you mean I shouldn't do anything anymore? I should just hang up? I mean, I should just hands up? I should just go sit down? No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about just go sit down. I'm talking about, listen, anxiety will not give you anything. Right? Giving up will not bring anything. I mean, you got to be in that state of relaxation, believing and being in agreement that, listen, no matter what I've experienced, I'm going to have it. Before this year ends, why did I say that? If you look at the word of God, it took God 7 days to create everything that we have seen on earth, even the ones that the scientists are still discovering. Can you imagine? We have not even discovered all that was done in 6 days. All that, we have not even discovered all. And look at how much we have seen. Huh? We don't even know how much is left. It took him 7 days. Then he created us in his own class, right? To be able to do things like he did, to be able to experience things like he did. We have everything. We have the potential to do everything, the ability to, the capacity to experience like he does, the ability to create like he does. He made us co-creator like him. So what you need to do right now is what? You need to relax. It's called relaxation. Hey, being angry, being anxious, being in a state of failure, that I failed, it can't happen anymore, I can't have it anymore, it's not the best for you. It's not how you're going to get it. The way to get it is to agree first that it's available. You see, this is not the time to be concerned with everything, but to know the end result. That means, where do I focus my result now? This is now for me to focus my result, to focus my mind on the end result. That is where I need to focus now. You see, get the feel of the happy solution. Like I was saying to us last month, that where you need to be right now, it's positioning your mind to be at the end. You see, that is where you've got to position. Get the feel of the happy solution. What is it that you desire to experience? What is it that you want to experience in this year that you have not experienced? I need you to bring your mind to that point of having it. You see, bear in mind that your feeling is the touchstone of the mind. Your feeling is the touchstone of the mind. You see, is the touchstone of the moment, right? Because in the moment is all that you desire. In the moment is that situation, is that thing, your health, that finances, that great relationship, that marital relationship. It's right there. So what you want in this last quarter of the year is this. You must felt subjectively in a finished state, not in the future. Hear what I'm saying? I said what you want in this last quarter of the year must be felt subjectively in a finished state. That is where you have to be now. You see? You see? Where you begin to feel the thing that you desire. You've got to bring your feeling to the end, not to what you have not seen. Because when our feeling stays with what we have not seen, it becomes so difficult to experience it. We keep telling ourselves it's not going to happen, right? So now, imagine the end and the state of what you want. Let's do it. What is the end? Okay, I was talking about a seed of tomato planted. When you plant the seed of tomato, there is something you had in mind when that seed was planted. What was it? In your mind, you saw those tomatoes. In fact, even before that seed germinates, you can see your tomatoes. In fact, there is joy in you because you have planted the seed. Likewise, concerning everything that you want this year, you've done stuff this year already. Those are seed planted. You've taken steps. Some of them look like it's not going to be. Do you know why you have not gotten to that position where you experience it physically? Is what I'm talking about. The reason you have not experienced it physically is that you have not gotten to this point. You've got to imagine, the end and the state of what you want. Imagine it. Bring it. Create that picture in your mind. You see, it's so important. You see, in this state, you will find your intellect trying to get in the way. But what you got to do is what? Persist in maintaining simple, childlike, miracle-making faith. Your intellect will start boom, 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 boom. You see, the knowledge of the things that you see that doesn't look like what you want will start coming to you. Your mind will raise based on what people said, what you have heard, what you have learned. You know, medical science have said when the disease is terminal, there is nothing you can do about it. Yes, that is a fact. But really understand this, that is not the truth. You see, yes, the situation, the sickness is terminal. But I want you to know something. Your healing was already perfected over 2,000 years ago. So you have been healed, and that is also available. You see, it's more real than the present situation. That business that has not really worked like you have planned it to work this year, huh? It's already available that business has become productive. You want to connect with that business being productive in your mind first before you will begin to experience it. That's why I said no matter how many days remaining this year, it's not gone. You can have exactly what you want. Begin to take steps. Imagine the end and the state of what you want. Imagine it. Draw yourself into that feeling. Imagine the emotional accomplishment of what you want. Imagine it. What is that emotional accompaniment of what you want? What is it? Somebody says, oh, mine is a desire to have a new car. What is that emotional accompaniment? What is that emotion that goes with having the car? Well, you got to begin to create that emotion before you see the car in the physical manifestation for you. That means you've got to relax, because if you can't come to that point where you relax, you cannot bring that feeling into being. See? And let me tell you something. You can bring that feeling into being. And that's why it's so important to understand, you know, if we go back to that scripture that we've been talking about since last month in Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 8. Let me move there. Look at what it says. It says, better is the end of a thing than the beginning of it, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. He said, better is the end of a thing. It's better, completely better. So what do you want to do? You want to connect with that end that is better through your imagination. So you got to imagine the emotional accompaniment of what you want. What is the emotion that accompanies what you want? What is that emotion? You need to understand that emotion, then switch it on. Somebody says, it's possible? Yes, very possible to switch that emotion on. You see, when you switch that emotion on, then that is where you stay. Because whatever that dominates your mind determines what you attract. What dominates your mind, it's what you attract. You see? So, bring that imagination in, then the accompanying feelings be created. Right. Now let's look at how to put this together based on the principle in the Word of God in the book of Matthew, chapter 21, verse 22. Let's look at that. It says, and whatever things you ask in prayer, believing, you will receive. Did you see that, somebody? Whatever thing you ask in prayer, it says, believing, you will receive. So, to believe is to accept something as true. right? Or to live in the state of being it. That is when it says believing. So that means what? You accept that which you want for this year. You accept it, you believe it as something that is true, is in existence, is available, it's mine. Or you live in that state of being. Notice something. I haven't talked about you have seen it physically, right? That is where you got to be. And all that, God has given us the capacity to make it happen. He has given us a mind that can create and bring those things into being. You see, and that's why I started with what? Relaxation. Hey, stop. Your mind is jumping too much. Your mind is raising too much. Come back. Relax. Bring your mind. Tell your mind, okay. I understand everything that you have been saying, but okay, this is how we're going to go now. I'm in charge now. I'm in charge. We are not going to be angry about that situation anymore. We are not going to be anxious about that situation anymore. Now, this is what we got to do. All right? We agree. We accept that that thing is true. It's ours. So we are going to get it now. So you see how I'm working on my mind now. I'm telling myself, I'm saying that to myself. You see? So as you sustain this mood, you will experience the joy of the answered prayer. That's how to. You see? What are you sustaining? You sustain believing. Right? That means you sustain accepting that that thing is true. You sustain living in the state of being that very thing. What is your own? I want you to take your own and bring it to it. So let's look at steps to success in our prayer. Like when I say our prayer, our desire. You can look at it from that point. You see, your prayer, it's what you desire, that you have spoken into being, right? You have spoken to God about it. Let's look at this. I have 3 steps for you. What are those 3 steps? Number 1, take a look at the problem or the situation. What is the present situation? What is that thing that you want? That is the problem now that you have not seen. It looks like a problem. Is the present situation in the last quarter of the year. The thing that I want that I have not seen physically, right? Take a look at that thing. When you take a look at that thing, then number 2, the next thing you do is what? Turn to the solution. Huh? What do I mean by turn to the solution? Right? Imagine the solution or focus on the solution. Imagine what you want. Right? Or what do? Focus on exactly that thing. Huh? That means you focus on the end, the final thing, the result that you desire. If it's your health, focus on the healing. Focus on, you are well, right? That is the end. Focus on you are well, irrespective of what the symptoms is. Hear me, somebody, right? Or before I say that, let me tell us the third one. Then the third one, rest in a sense of deep conviction that it is done. Number 1, I said, take a look at the problem or the situation. Look at what is that thing that you want that you have not achieved. Number 2, turn to the solution. Imagine the solution, right? Or you focus on what is the solution. Then number 3, you now do what? Rest in a sense of deep conviction that it is done. That means what? You got to tell yourself You got to say it, you got to keep bringing that to yourself. It's already done. Why? Because it's already in existence. You see? You got to focus your attention and everything about you to it's already done. Listen, somebody. Oh, you are just teaching us something that you saw somewhere. No, I'm just teaching you something that I've been practicing. I'm just teaching you something that is working for me. That's exactly what I'm teaching you now. You see? I used to be somebody who is very anxious. In fact, there was a time in my life that I will think to the eternity. Let me explain what I mean by I'll think to the eternity. I used to think, before I gave my life to Christ, I used to think, okay, after this, okay, what is next? 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 So I think to the point that I can't figure out anything. Then it puts me in a very confusing state of life. Right? And that's what I'm telling you now. It's working. What is that thing that you want in this year? This year has not passed. The last quarter is designed to be the best for you. Take the advantage of the best of the time of the year to have the best of that which you want. Take a look at what that thing is that you have not seen. Turn to the solution. Then rest in a sense of deep conviction that it is done. Hear this. This is what you can afford to do. This one thing that you can afford to do. Most of the time, this is what happens. Thoughts of things comes to you, and then we give voice to it. Hear this. The things you say are the things that you create. Most of the time we say, oh, I wish I might get it. Listen, the moment you begin to voice, I wish I might get it, you are no more in the relaxing state. You are no more in that relaxation state. You are no more in that state of the end where you see those things happening already. Where you feel the accompanying joy of that thing. You have deducted yourself. So you have brought yourself out of the state of bringing those things into physical manifestation. Somebody talk, I hope so. No. We are not to be in the state of I hope so. You understand? That is not our state. That is not our position. You see, we are in a state where we accept that it is true. It's in existence. You see, we live in a state of being exactly that thing that we expect. So we cannot afford to say, I don't know. I hope so. You see, I wish I might have it. I wish it might happen. No, that is not the place for you. That's not a place of relaxation. So pass on what you want to your mind to the point of conviction. What do you want in this year? In this last quarter of the year, what do you want? Pass it on to your mind. Let your mind be soaked, be dipped with, soak your mind with it. Dip your mind in that. You see? Then what should you do? Relax. Rest in the end. Say to any contrary condition or circumstances, these two shall pass. At that relaxing state, things will be trying to show you how it's not going to happen. Right? Tell those situations, tell those circumstances, tell any symptoms, these two shall pass. Tell this thing, these two shall pass. Relax your mind. keep your focus on that very thing that you want. See? And this is where we're going to be closing this month. You see, there is nothing that you desire, there is nothing that you want that is not available right there for you. There is nothing. So I want to leave you with this. I don't want you to forget this. All the time, I want you to have this in mind. You see, you are better than what you see, right? More than what you know, and greater than what you look like. I'll see you next month by the grace of God. Imagination is the ability to see with your heart what you cannot see with your eyes. Isaiah chapter 26 verse 3. You will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you, because he trusts in you.
DIC Los Angeles Church with a different